Hey guys, what's going on? So it is March 1st, Wednesday, new comic book day, and I have my haul here of 15 total with 14 titles. So kicking it off, we have Amerikarate. So I saw this one in previews. This one looked hilarious to me, so I'm really hoping this lives up to my expectations. So I heard that everything's really sold out. So I picked up one more that my LCS had. And man, I'm really looking forward to this one. You know, I grew up in the 80s. This one was kind of like a combination of the Karate Kid, you know, Van Damme, Bloodsport, Stallone type of feel to it. You know, it has that early 90s Duckman animated TV show type of art. But so yeah, this seemed really good. So we'll check this out. Hopefully it lived up to the hype. Alright, next up, I'm looking forward to this one. This is Extremity from Image. So this one here looked pretty good. I saw this one in previews as well. I pre-ordered this one after I saw it. And, you know, really enjoyed the artwork that it showed off in the previews. And the premise to this one, you know, this is kind of like an apocalyptic type of future. And this girl who is an artist, and you know, they showed all this in previews. You know, her family gets pretty messed up. You know, they get pretty murdered here, and they actually cut off her right hand, which is the hand that she draws with. So she's kind of like the town artist. You know, she's really known for her artwork, and so she kind of goes like on this rampage in order to get a you know, justice for a family that's killed. This one looked really good. I am really looking forward to reading this one this week. So next up we have Star Wars. I highly enjoy this title. It's been good from the get-go. And this one here, you know, kind of, they get to play along with, this happens in between A New Hope and Episode 3. I'm sorry, so between Episode 3 and 4. And they're able to travel back beyond that by utilizing Ben Kenobi's diary, and he goes back and he starts talking about some of Yoda's you know, previous excursions that occurred. So they're able to tell some timeline, you know, previous to the where this title actually is. So this has been great. So Yoda's here. He goes to this other planet. He finds this force that's in this rock, like in this jewel that's on this this gem, precious stone that's on this planet. There's a whole civilization that's utilizing it. So they're kind of like force users by using the gems. So it's been pretty good so far. Highly enjoy this one. Okay, next up we have Champions, number 6. This team is great. This is a great title. They've done a really great job with all the dialogue, really setting up the characters. The interaction between the characters is magnificent in this stuff. So if you're not picking it up, you know, I'm sure, let's see, number 6, either the first trade is out or it's right about to be out. Highly suggest to go pick this one up. You know, this one is geared towards teens, but man, it's the action, storyline, dialogue, it's there. I believe this is where they get their first true villain, I believe. And yeah, we'll see where this one goes, but it's been great so far. Okay, next up we have number 4 of the Monsters Unleashed, part of the main event. And you know, this has been pretty, you know, just based on the action, it's been pretty good. Again, storyline's kind of weak. You know, you find out who the person who's creating all these monsters, or you're getting, you know, a little bit more into this character here. You know who it is because they will be having a ongoing series, I guess called Monsters. I'm not really sure, but yeah. So you know, this is good just for the action. You know, if this kind of brings all the heroes, the current, you know, well-known heroes to the forefront here in this main event. So, you know, if you're a Marvel fan, I would suggest to pick it up, but don't expect too much from the storyline. Okay, next up we have Pantera. So I love heavy metal. I grew up listening to Pantera, you know, mid to late 90s, and really enjoyed. I really thought that this was going to be how the group first joined, but I think this is majority of how Dimebag Darrell was murdered. The night that Pantera had already broken up, Dimebag Darrell formed his with his brother, the drummer. I forgot his name, something Abbott, but. Yeah, so this is really more where Dimebag Darrell gets shot, and I was a little disappointed it was black and white, but man, I'm really a Pantera fan, so I picked it up for the extreme fanboy there. Okay, so next up we have Royal City. So this is both written and illustrated by Jeff Lemire, and I'm kind of on the fence with AD, to tell you the truth. I'm not that much of a fan of the artwork, to tell you the truth. The watercolor just doesn't really, I guess fit with me. Again, it really depends on the storyline. So this one, number one, is going to either make or break if I continue with a subscription or not. But so I hear, this is, I can't tell, so this family, it's in a small dying city. I guess they lost one of their children, and the remaining family, mother, father, I think one more child, is haunted by the one that was lost. But by the premise, I can't tell if it was just haunted figuratively or literally. So we'll see. I think it needs to be literally for me. I think we need a little ghost in here to keep me interested in this one. So we'll see where number one goes, if I continue on with number two or not. Okay, so next up we have number 3 of The Fall and Rise of Captain Atom. Number 1, I was on the fence, tell you the truth. Number 2 really got it for me. Really got me a little bit more interested in Captain Atom here. A little bit of time travel going on. You see him kind of die or explode, and it was actually a time travel event. So this is pretty cool, trying to figure out what's going on and what's going to happen to him here. I believe he may be going on and joining the JLA. I'm not really sure, but this is a pretty good read so far. Again, number 1 was slow, 2 really picked up, and we'll see where number 3 goes. Alright, so next up we have Slapstick number 4. Something I didn't think I would pick up. Really quirky and zany. It's been pretty funny, so far. It's kind of more cartoon based, cartoon in the real world. Again, Roger Rabbit is what always comes to mind with me. But pretty good so far. So we'll see if I want to continue on. I think I may stop at the first arc, and maybe this one, I'm not really sure, and continue and trade after that. Okay, so next up, we got a Valiant, Faith, number 9. Faith, I really enjoyed. I really fell in love with her right away. I don't really know what it was. I normally stay away from the female superheroes when the story arc's purely about them. But I don't know what it was with her. I just kind of connected with her pretty quickly, and it's been pretty good so far. A lot of different storylines. I think like 3 different story arcs. I think so far. I think they have really short story arcs in these. But I went back and got all the Valiant, Renegade, and where Faith is first introduced. So I'm looking forward to reading through that. I haven't read through that yet, but highly enjoy Faith so far. Okay, so next up we have Justice League. So again, I've been pretty disappointed with Justice League overall for the story arc so far. So I'm going to give it this Timeless, let's see, part 2. I'm not really sure how many parts there are, but I'm going to give this one more story arc to see if I'm going to continue on or not. I think I'm going to cancel. We'll see where this one goes. I don't remember where where number 15 left off. I just kind of remember it being just an average read, so it didn't really bode too well for the ongoing subscription for myself. But yeah, we'll see where this one goes. I'm going to go into it open-minded and hope for the best. Okay, so next up we have Mask. To tell you the truth, I thought I canceled my subscription to this, but it was in my box. I decided to go ahead and pick it up. So really the nostalgic factor here is the only reason why I picked this one up, or number 1. I don't really remember reading number 2. I need to go back and go check if I even have it. But again, this was just okay for me. It's more of a nostalgic type of read for me, in my opinion. So Yeah, everything along the revolutionary type of storyline that they combined, I really wasn't a fan of too much. Okay, so next up we have Atoll number 2. So I picked up number 1, and I think it was either my blind variant or maybe a comic boxer, I can't remember. Actually, I think it was a blind variant. But I read through number 1. I was expecting just a little bit more, so this is yet another, the third type of great white shark titles that are out there right now, ongoing. And this one was more about, people capturing other people, and I forgot how they captured them, if they were at sea or if they caught them on land and transferred them to this, this offshore island, and they're pretty much used as, game show fodder. So they're kind of thrown into the Shark Tank, and I guess they see like how long they survive or how long they last. I think they go through like multiple rounds and things of that nature. But the premise sounded good, but the artwork really wasn't that great. Didn't really stand out to me in my opinion, and the storyline wasn't fully there for me. I was expecting just a little bit more. So I don't know. We'll see where number 2 goes to see if I continue with number 3 on. Okay, so last up we have Savage Things, and so I'm looking forward to reading this. To date, I think I've read about maybe 10 different Vertigo titles. I have not liked any Vertigo so far, so this one I'm looking forward to because of Justin Jordan, who actually wrote Luther Strode, the 3 different story arcs of Luther Strode. That's actually, maybe my number 1 of all time, superhero story arcs ever. I loved Luther Strode. And so I'm looking forward to this one, really on the Justin Jordan side of things. With a lot of the Vertigo stuff, I didn't enjoy the artwork. I do like this artwork here. And so this one was really about children who are captured at an early age, and they kind of go through like, CIA, FBI, secret spy type of training, like a Black Widow. And as they grow up, I think they form like a super team, and for some reason the government wants to go in and kill them off, and I have no clue what happens, and or why they want to kill them, but it doesn't go well. So the some of the members survive, and they kind of form a team to rise up against this government, maybe a third-party government hired company who put them through all of this. So this one sounded really, really good, again by Justin Jordan. So looking forward to reading this one. So that's it for this week's brand new haul. We'll see what happens next week, and should you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.